My name is Vojtěch Straka and I'm here with Adam Kysler. We'll be presenting together about what we're doing in the Slovak Museum of Design. And we'll introduce ourselves, and then Adam will talk about the basic idea of what the Slovak Museum of Design is doing with games, and then I'll talk about the projects that happened. We are together. We started at the Slovak Museum of Design very recently, so we will be talking mostly about projects we didn't actually do ourselves, although we saw what they're doing and we think it's amazing, and that's why we were interested in working there. But we are replacing the previous curator, Maroš Brojo, who moved on to working full-time for the Slovak Game Developer Association and working on modern games. So we are continuing his work on looking at the history of Slovak games. And before that, I still am also the director of the Game History Association in Prague, Czech Republic, where we are also doing the Czechoslovak Game Archive. And I'm studying in Trnava, Slovakia, doing my master's in digital game theory. And now I'm giving the mic to Adam.
Hi, I'm Adam, and I'm also studying in Trnava, a part of the Slovak Museum of Design. I'm right now a PhD candidate and interested in game preserving practices and also research of local digital games. As was said, we are here for the Slovak Museum of Design, but we are there very recently. We are there for 1 month, I think. So we are trying to get to know what is done and what should be done, and all the things. Yeah. Slovak Museum of Design was established by Slovak Center of Design to build collections. It was established in 2013, and the museum as a whole specializes in collecting, presenting, and also researching all forms of design, such as graphical design, package design, furniture design, even industrial design. I think we have even some kind of fashion and this type of design. Yeah. But our collection focuses on multimedia. We are part of a multimedia collection, which mainly focuses on digital games. The first idea was to have there also other types of multimedia, but they realized that digital games are that broad that researching them and collecting them takes not 2 years, not 3 years, not 10 years, you know. So we are mainly focusing on digital games, but also demo scene, video mapping, installation, and so on. As part of the collection, we have a game collection, which were the collection of the multimedia were founded in 2017, and we focus on games from Slovak authors or games made in Slovak territory, even during the Czechoslovakia era. We have about 50 physical copies of the games, which may not seem like much, but these original copies are pretty hard to find, and we have they're in a good shape. So it's pretty rare. We also present them online when we have the rights cleared. Our predecessor was in contact with a lot of authors of 8-bit games, and they gave us their rights, or they accepted that we can present them and put them online. So far, we do not have any like long-term archival solution, but we have some plans, some ideas how to do that. We have contacts on some companies that can help us with that. And some of the physical artifacts are already in official collection, and these are kept in a controlled environment. So at least these ones are safe. Yeah. Apart from the games, we also collect the hardware. We focus mainly on microcomputers because they were very popular here. Such as Didactic, which was clone of ZX Spectrum, made in 1990s, and also PMD, which was in the 80s. Yeah. Also, not just the computers, but also controllers, modules, interfaces, monitors, etc. All the things that are connected with games and maybe computers. Yeah. We also have a unique acquisition of light gun prototypes for Cabela's hunting games, which they used while developing the games, and yeah, we got them from the authors, and we have them stored. We also collect documentations from authors, like their game design documents or any other type of materials. Also magazines, which were made in Slovakia. We unfortunately now doesn't have any print magazine. Yeah, there was also a cooperation with one of the publisher of the magazine Beat. And yeah, for the exhibitions which will Vojtěch talk about more, we also have loaned some of other materials, some of other documents, and in documentation also we have for now 3 oral history interviews that were published on our YouTube channel, and we are planning to do more, of course. We also have a digital evidence, which is for now in the Airtable platform. It is internal, but a small portion of it is also on our website, and in the internal one is over 1,000 games. For now, 1,052, which are from the 80s till today. And we also have a lot of metadata for them, such as advertisements, reviews, all gameplay videos, and all these. Yeah, and the ones that are published are mainly from the 80s. They are mainly 8-bit games.
Now, for what is available and what the museum was doing as projects that are visible outside of the museum, probably the first thing anybody can view is the website. It's a subdomain which has a small database of games, and some of the games are available even for download. It has a lot of very nice photos done from the collection. Also magazine covers, some of the documentation, and the 3 interviews which are also published on YouTube. But there wasn't a lot of movement in the last 2 years, because most of this material is actually done in cooperation with an exhibition, and those are, I guess, the main things the museum has done since 2017. The first exhibition was done very early after the collection was started. It was called Piráti and Pioníři, or Pirates and Pioneers. It was a smaller exhibition that was part of actually a film festival that also was tied to a game festival. and it showed several games from the late 80s and early 90s. They were played on original hardware, which was a kind of experiment that didn't work out so well. A few of the machines stopped working during the exhibition, which I think is a problem known to many museums. But it was very nice because also one of the creators of the game was able to attend and talk about the games with the visitors, help them with the gameplay, but also talk to them about the experience. And this kind of kicked off the collection, but also set what its main focus was for the several next years, because immediately after this they started working on the next exhibition, which was called 8-Bit. It was shown publicly in 2023, but it was in development for much longer, and the main problem was, you guessed it, COVID, because it was supposed to be public in 2021, and instead of that, most of the material that was collected for the exhibition was showcased on the website. So that's why the website is mainly 8-Bit focused. It was a bigger exhibition focused on the whole 8-Bit era, and it was also the first cooperation with various other entities which loaned some materials, either the original developers and also to institutions. And the last thing that was a bigger project that the Slovak Museum of Design did was localizations of 8-Bit games to make them more available to the outside world. It was actually also in cooperation with the Slovak Game Developer Association, and it was funded by a grant. It started with when we were preparing the exhibition. And while the authors were contacted, it was a great time to ask them not only for the rights to be able to publish the games, but also maybe to re-release them in English. So the translations were made professionally, but there were also two people from the community who actually modified the original binaries. So the games are still playable on original hardware, but also in online emulators. It was quite a big project. It went for 2 years, so the first year 10 games were translated, and a bit more than 10. In the end, it's 23 games from Slovakia and one important Czech game that was also thrown in as a bonus. And this had quite a lot of outreach even to the outside world. You can see an article from Vice. So that was a big success, and there are also some guides helping a bit with how to play the games, because of course it's like games from the 80s from small developers. But I think that this is a really amazing project, and I think that it directly leads into the next steps of what we want to work on as new curators. So we now have a lot of authors we have we can get in touch with. So I think that the most important thing is doing more oral history interviews. Also, what basically is the reality of smaller institutions like this, especially ones that are not focused on computers or games exclusively, is that Maros was doing a lot of work, but he was a single person and not even working there full time. We'll also see how we are able to set up the amount of work we will be doing there, but that means that the main things was pushing these projects which are seen outside. So there is some stuff that's not catalogued, and especially the movement from like the first step of evidence into the collections. So that's something that will definitely need to be done. because the museum has its own small gallery, it is a very good place to plan more exhibitions. And I think that we have some ideas, even some of them which were talked about yesterday with people here, because I think that Slovakia is very similar to some other countries in Eastern Europe, but also has its specifics, so it would be nice to put that into a more Eastern European context. But also another possibility is, of course, to look further into the future, into the 90s, and see how that changed from the 8-bit days. And if that works out well, there is like the other forms of multimedia we could be looking at. I think the demo scene is probably the most interesting, important, and under-researched out of these. And of course, it should be we should be mindful of these artifacts that we have, so that we have long-term solutions prepared for archiving them, and that's something that's easy to always push back and never really think about until something happens. So we should definitely finalize the plans for that. And yeah, so this was the overview of what the Slovak Museum of Design was doing. We don't even have official emails yet, so you can write us on our personal emails, but if you will look at the site and follow what the Slovak Museum is doing, I think there will be some interesting new developments in the near future.